Hey everybody, we're back. My dough doubled in size. It smells delicious. And what I did is I went ahead and tipped it out here onto my work surface and separated it into my 3 loaves. Now, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can do this all at once and then slice them after that. But I kind of like to work per loaf. That's kind of how I roll. So I'm going to put these other 2 off to the side. And I'm going to take some flour and I'm just going to lightly dust my surface here just so that it doesn't completely stick. And just a little bit on the top as well as my rolling pin. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll this out to about a 1/2 inch, maybe 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch size of dough. All right, so we want to roll this out nice and flat. And we're going to do this, we're going to repeat this process with all 3 loaves, okay? So this looks pretty good. Need to roll it out just a hair more. And then what I'm going to do, and I try to make it as evenly as possible because when you're rolling it back up to the, back in together, you don't want it all uneven and it won't be pretty at all. So we definitely want to just work with it here and make sure that it's all rolled out nice and even. Okay, so now what we're going to do that feels really good is we're going to take 3 tablespoons of cinnamon and put it right in with our remaining cup of sugar, and I'm going to kind of whisk this together. You can do this beforehand too, guys, if you want, just while the bread is rising. You can kind of get this process going a little bit. Now, remember the milk that we had left over? We're going to start using that right now. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to brush on some of the milk onto my bread mixture here. And just use a regular pastry brush or whatever you have. Nice, good, generous amount of milk on here just to make sure that it's nice and wet so that it will hold the cinnamon and sugar mixture. Okay, now you're going to you can dig out a measuring cup if you want. You're going to have a 1/3 of a cup of this mixture, of the cinnamon mixture, onto your raisin bread. So that looks pretty good. That's coated really well. So if you don't want to eyeball it, all right, or you're not quite sure, dig out a 1/3 cup and you can sprinkle it right on there, or you can use like the cup that you had and then just break it into thirds. That looks like it's mixed up pretty good for me. And I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna eyeball this, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just sprinkle it right on all over. That's about a 1/3 there. And then if you wanna mix it around, you can with your hands, but I don't bother. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick up your ends, okay? And you're just gonna bring them out to the side and you're gonna roll it, okay? You're gonna roll it right up. Almost like you do cinnamon rolls, okay? And then I just take it, I tuck in one side and I tuck in the other and then just push down. And you wanna kind of push down like this just so that you're gonna now create another roll with inside the bread, okay? So that makes your loaf right there. And you can give it a little bit of a gentle squeeze if you want, okay? And then I go ahead, I'm gonna use a glass bread pan, all right? And I'm gonna spray it with some regular cooking spray, just lightly, okay? And then after you form your loaf, make sure that that's kind of sealed on the edges too, all right? You wanna push this down. I like to just make sure all the air bubbles are out of my loaf. And sometimes if you want to, you can just kind of bring it right onto your counter surface and just give it a kind of a whack like that, and that'll help knock out those air bubbles, okay? So that is gonna go right into my loaf pan and back over here onto the stove to sit to rise. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna work on the other 2 and they're gonna rise, they're gonna double in size. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees, okay? So when these double in size, they're gonna get popped in the oven for 45 minutes, and when they come out, you're gonna see the end result. You are gonna love this. Don't go away. everybody, welcome back. The bread has just come out. The sun is like glaring through the window. I apologize for any little blotches in the video here, but this bread is just perfect. 45 minutes on the dot at 350. It came out perfect. So the leftover butter that we had, that 2 tablespoons of butter that we didn't use in anything, that is melted here in my little dish, and all you're going to do is just take a brush and just brush the tops of this bread. Now you can use like a regular pastry brush, or you can drizzle it on, or I find a brush works a lot easier just because you have a little more control over it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly brush all around these. The smell in here, guys, is just fantastic. You're definitely gonna wanna make these for sure. So I just kind of let these set on my cooling rack just until they're cool enough to bag up. Now this would be a great gift for anyone around Easter time or anything like that with the raisins and the cinnamon. You know, they do the hot cross buns and things like that. This could be, you could put a little bit of frosting on the top of this if you wanted to, and make a little hot cross loaf if you wanted to do that for the Easter season. It's completely up to you, but this would be just a great gift to give to anybody. Now, I have got that all done, and I want to cut into it because I want to show you exactly what they look like. So, I have one loaf here. It's just so delicious looking. Okay, folks, there you have it. You have the cinnamon swirl all in there. It's just, and the raisins, everything. It's just perfect. It makes the best toast, the best French toast. Like I said, if you had a little bit of confectionery sugar, mix it with a little bit of milk and vanilla, just enough to make a glaze. You can glaze over this, and it's kind of like your take on a cinnamon bun, a raisin cinnamon bun as well. This recipe is fantastic. You definitely want to make it. Now don't forget, you can get it right in my cookbook here, Dee's Pantry Cookin'. All right, so hop on over at DS Pantry Cookin' with an N, Dee'sPantryCookin.com. You can pick this up. Now don't forget, it's on sale. The sale starts today until Easter. Okay, so it's $20, so it's $4.95 off each copy. We'll ship it to you for free, and hop on there, and there's all kinds of yummy goody other treats that you can pick up too. So thanks so much for joining in. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can be clued in on all the great recipes that we have. And don't forget, whatever you do, you make it with love. We'll see you next time.